Well, hello, all my machine heads, and welcome back to episode 6. You believe that? 6 already? Of the cow. The cow empire, everyone. I like to try to trick you guys and give you kind of a little pause, a little wait, a little time, try to change it up just a little bit. Let me turn my microphone up just a little bit. So how's everybody doing today? I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. I'm doing fantastic. As you can see, I'm in a really good mood as usual. We have to take our tractor now that she's warmed up pretty. Let's take her down with the brucks and get rid of 3 trees that we have to. And then once the 3 trees are gone, then we can start subsoiling. It's time, everyone. Hope I can fit them into this without getting the wagon onto it. This is the last episode of September. And then tomorrow's episode will be October already. You believe that? And we are rocking and rolling. Episode 6. We are going crazy. Love it. I wanted to start the recording off tonight. There we go. Get that out there. With some special words for a special YouTuber. His name is Farmer Z. You all know him. You all know him and love him. He's great. He's awesome. He's fantastic. On his last live stream, he gave a lot of love to Mr. Fury, and I wanted to let you guys know why I speak so highly of the guy. Let me start by saying he is probably one of the most humble, amazing dudes. Let me get this last little bit here. There we go. And let's take a trip down here. He's probably one of the most humble, amazing dudes that a person could ever want as a friend, and just a general person in general, to get to know me and get to know me personally, and we talk about our families all the time. When I first started out on this YouTube journey, Farmer Z, other than Grizzly Bear Sims, was one of the very first people to reach out to me. And we'll go ahead and get rid of these 2 while we're right here. And not only did he reach out to me, but he just spoke so highly of the way I was doing things. There we go. And not only did he speak so highly of me, he, out of the blue, made the logo that you see on the screen. The Fury Machine logo was made by Mr. Farmer Z. He literally... Oh, boy. Well, we'll lose the wood chips on this one. That's okay. I just don't want to come back with the trailer. There we go. Now let's go dump this into the silo and start subsoiling. There we go. Then I'll show you how this Brux works anyways. But yeah, what a I can't talk enough about him. Gotta do that, or every time we go by a trailer, it'll do it. Yep, he made my logo. He got me started. He's giving me more advice than I could ever imagine. So, you know, that's why I speak so highly of the guy. That's why I do what I do. And he nailed it right on the head. Us small YouTubers have to stick together, because otherwise the big YouTubers will just drown us out. And it's hard for us to make any kind of money when... Let's see if I can do something. I go backwards and see if this will work. No, I think I gotta go the other way. That's the way you're supposed to dump it. There we go. Spin her around, spin her around. Watch, you'll see it. There it is. See? I told you you can do it. You can do it 50,000 at a time. I don't even have to have the wagon. But I just find it easier to, and then all I do is this. And then it goes right back in again. I just find it easier to do it that way. But yeah, there was a couple of guys on there that on his stream that wanted to know about my multiplayer, and he talked about it in depth. So make sure you guys go check out his video, his live stream last Wednesday. Talks about Fury quite a bit, which makes you kind of blush a little bit. And I love the guy for it. All right. But we got it. There was one guy in there that was asking basically to join the multiplayer. And everybody knows, okay, I love to have people in our multiplayer, but here's the rules. You have to be a family member, and you have to let me know that you're coming. You can't just show up and expect to get in, because that's not fair to the guys that are inner family members and stuff. So there are 2 more slots open because I want to keep. Let's see who we got here. We got Gutterball, Ranger, CC's makes 3, South Wisconsin Farmer makes 4, I make 5, Farmer Z makes 6. Now he may not be able to play every single time that we play, but that slot's open for him. So, you know, I wanted to make sure he stayed that spot. So there's 2 open. So all you got to do is become a family member of both mine and Farmer Z's channel. I mean, you don't have to become farmers of his channel or members of his channel, but definitely mine. Then you have to let me know in the comments that you're coming. Okay? So that way we can plan for you. You got to let me know if you're going to be a part-time or a permanent. If you're permanent, you get a chance to pick your own tractor, things like that. It's every night, every Friday night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you live in the world, in the United States, figure it out. I don't know time zones, so I'm just going to tell you mine and go from there. Now, I'm going to combine this field, but it's more or less going to be... Whoops. Got to sit and pay attention to what I'm doing here. I want the edge of that done. As you can see, we are subsoiling at 4 miles an hour. I got to go 3. So I got to change that real quick here. Let me get this. And I go like this. And customize this. And go 3 point. Oh, it's 3.8 the lowest I can go. Okay. Oh, that's crazy. I thought you could go lower than that. So you guys got a bunch of stuff going on. Oh, I also wanted to, since I'm right down here at the end anyways, I wanted to let South Wisconsin Farmer know that he posted in the comments that he said, well, you normally do your headlands first on your straw because otherwise you're running over the straw. Now, he is right. But I had to disagree with him because of one simple reason. If you're doing this all yourself, in order for, and you're doing it with one tractor, one baler, in order for you to move the bales to the side of the field to get them out of your way, because remember, headlands go opposite of what your rows go. So I would have to either drop the baler, go pick up a bale spike, or a pallet fork, and move my bales off the field so that I don't hit them. Now, if I'm doing it by myself, the little bit of straw that you run over is going to be like here and then here, and you don't really lose a lot. Okay? So, in defense of him, he is right. If you have multiple people doing it, you want to try to do it your headlands first, so you're not running over your straw. Now, on the same token, what he needs to understand is if you're doing it by yourself, then, just give me 1 second while I pay attention to what I'm doing here, because I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Turn that back off now. There. Now, this is another one. Normally, you would not plow in your headlands first. But because we're creating a field, I have no choice to do them in first. So, just so everybody knows. So, Wisconsin Farmer is correct. If you have multiple people helping you, then one person is going to be collecting bales anyways, and you're going to get them off the field first. So you would do your headlands first, so you don't run over your straw. He is correct with that. But the disclaimer is when you're by yourself, you've got a choice. You can do those headlands first, go hook up to a bale spike or bale fork and go get them off the field yourself first and then go do it. Or you can just bail it right over it. Now, in our situation that we had, I generally baled the field by myself. Dad was always busy doing something else. Sorry, I keep pausing there because I'm turning the create fields on and off, so I don't want to lose my train of thought. And that's all I had to say about that. So that's why I put in the comments that I had to disagree with him, because we didn't have much of the time. 99.9% of the time, it was just Dad and I. So we did not have the luxury. We were spread out so thin until my brother-in-law, which, you know, helped a great deal. But until he came along, and that was later, because you figure he was 19 and I was 16. So it just goes to show you it came along later. But he then, we were able to do things a different way. So just keep that in mind. If you're doing it by yourself now, if you wanted to, you could bail up the headlands, go switch out, and go move those bales off the field, and that's great. That's perfectly fine too. But generally speaking, we didn't have a lot of time left over. We were constantly, people don't realize that when there's only two of you, and you're trying to do a 60-acre field, and mow it, ted it, rake it, and then bale it. You're doing that by yourself. It takes a while. Now, like I said, this is the next time we get this field for next year, we're gonna have to set it up right. But right now I'm creating fields, so I gotta do my headland. I gotta do a round around the field first to get everything plowed in. Go from there. I'm gonna leave the roads around the outside just so it's better. Oh man, welcome all the new family members. Welcome everybody that's enjoying the series. I told you guys that I got remotivated by those guys on Friday, and I'm recording this now on Thursday night, so Multiplayer Friday is tomorrow. So when you guys see this video, it will drop. This will actually drop on Friday night. Well, it'll be Saturday early morning, because episode 5 is dropping tonight at midnight. So, because here's why. You guys all know I've been helping, working all day long, working, crazy. And so I'm still recording at night. So, Fury's getting ahead a little bit on videos, because remember what I told you guys when we first started this. I recorded a couple of videos on Saturday and Sunday, so it got us a little bit ahead. I had to do that, though. So, this episode, actually, episode 5 will be dropping tonight at midnight, which is basically Friday morning. This episode will drop Saturday morning. Multiplayer Friday will drop Sunday morning. And then the next episode, I won't record one, will drop Tuesday. There's Vic playing Farm Sim. Now we are going to go here and go straight. Best we can. We're going to follow right the edge of that field with our tire so that we can kind of stay somewhat straight. You know, when we didn't have GPS in our tractors, you pick a fixed point. See how I'm staying right on the edge of that with my tire? You pick a fixed point and you stay on that fixed point, and that allows you to stay straight. And I'm actually inside it a little bit. He must have signed off, signed back on. Vic may join us a few times. He's a good dude. Now what I'm going to do is here, follow this road right around. Try to keep the even amount of space that we have with the grass. Connect it here. Shut my fields off so I can go right to the edge. Cool. Cool. Look at us. The size of this field's going to be actually pretty good size when we're done. So when we get up to the top, I want to look and see how much it was for just one headland around. How many acres and stuff we plowed. Which is the other thing. Isn't it weird how they took the that ability out of multiplayer? You can't look to see how much you plowed. Because I was telling the guys on Multiplayer Friday, wouldn't it be cool if, like, we're combining this huge field, and I bet you, dimes to donuts, it's going to be close to 200 acres when we're done, if not more. But it won't let us check, so we're all just guessing. It's crazy. Crazy talk, crazy. But thanks, guys, for watching these videos and enjoying the videos, and make sure that you are joining Multiplayer Friday. But like I said, a couple of rules. Just make sure that you're part of the family. And for all of you who are new, I don't call my subscribers. I call them family members, because a lot of you guys know more about me than my own family. So that's why I do it. So make sure you guys do that. And then most of you are already. Anyways, if you're watching my videos, most of you are already part of the family. So it's kind of cool. But then you got to let me know in the comments. You got to say, because the first thing that Ranger always asks me is, who else is coming today? And as Farmer Z pointed out, wanted to say this, every person on our farm has a role. Okay? Like, for example, Ranger is our farm manager. He takes care of the farm. He runs the animals. He takes care of where we put tractors, if they're put away wet or clean or dirty. And he does get on us about it. And it is nice because it's important. It's important. Now, I have still yet to buy a pressure washer, but I will. And then I will. There we go. Now, let's think. But, okay, so Ranger is our farm manager. Like I said, he takes care of the farm, runs the farm, builds the farm, takes care of the animals and everything else that's on there. And it is a full-time job. Because let me fill you in a little bit on this. We have 1,000 cows on that map. We have 900 sheep. We have almost 1,000 chickens. And we're not going to do pigs or anything like that. So we've got animals out the yin yang, if you know what I mean. We got animals everywhere. So let's check this real quick here. Okay, 1.69 acres for one headland around. I'm guessing pretty close to 20 acres by the time we're done. So that's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing because remember, we're not supposed to use GPS or anything on this map. So everything's done by eye and the best we can. And off we go for number 2. So that takes care of Ranger. The next one is CC, Mr. Canadian Crushers. He is our technical advisor. Anything to do with mods, anything to do with when microphones break or things like this, CC usually signs off and goes and tries to fix other people's things that's happening. A lot of times he can, and a lot of times he can't. When it comes to mods, he lets me know what version that people have, and like if somebody tries to sign on and they don't have the right mod, then whatever, he can tell me immediately what the problem is. Generally speaking, it's because Fury doesn't update the mod, because I'm not good at remembering how to update. Hobo Farms now is the one we play on. That's the 4X map. But the version we have is the latest version. But if it does get updated, we do not update the map. So please don't update your map if you want to play. That's the thing, is we're stuck on that version. And the reason why is because we have a saved game. And there, now I can just leave the field plowed thingy on because I'm inside the headlands now. Because what happens is when you have a saved game and you're ready to go, if you update the map, it won't let you play that save game. You have to start all over. So keep that in mind. If they ever do update map again, just keep that in mind. And then we have Gutterball, who is a real-life truck driver, and he is our basically field hand. He comes and he pretty much does everything and anything underneath the sun as far as fields go. He's the guy that makes sure that we got enough bales collected, and he makes sure that we got enough. Like if a field needs to be plowed, he lets me know. If it needs fertilizer, he lets me know. So that way when people come on, they've got something to do because I already know ahead of time what's going on. So he kind of controls that aspect of it. And then we've got South Wisconsin Farmer, and he is our real-life farmer technical advisor. Any questions with farming that Fury can't answer, any questions that we have as far as real-life farming, he's right there and he's answering it. He's letting us know how things work, because like I explained to you guys before, Fury was a farmer, but many moons ago. Many moons ago. So things are changing. So he keeps me up to date with the modern versions, and he keeps me up to date with how things work. He has a real life farm, so he's got a couple of videos posted on a YouTube channel. I'm gonna give him permission to post them on my channel, so that you guys can see that he has real cows and he has real hay and he's got videos out there for that. And then we have Farmer Z, and you all know the famous Farmer Z in the house. He is basically our go-to guy as far as YouTube questions we have about how things work on YouTube, things like that. And basically, Farmer Z is there to do pretty much the work that we tell him to do. As he always says, you know, this is your show, Fury. You put me to work. You're the boss. And so he just shows up and does whatever, and then he records a vid, and he does what he has to do. I give him permission to do that. That's perfectly fine. There will come a time when he's live streaming, and then what I'm going to do is, if he ever joins us again and he wants to live stream, I won't record that night and let him just have the live stream from it. I think that'd be absolutely awesome. So that's the thing, but I want everybody to understand that we have a lot of fun. It's probably about 1 to 2 to 3 hours worth of multiplayer. The guys, they chomp at the bit to get back to Fury. It's funny. They start messaging me long about Thursday. I haven't checked my messages today, but usually if they want mods installed into the game, they start messaging me about Thursday. They start saying, hey, one more day. They get excited. These guys are true Farm Sim players. And they just have a blast. But they do run a tight ship. You know, for example, Ranger will get on you about not washing your vehicle. As Farmer Z attested to that, found out the hard way. But Ranger will also give you the shirt off his back. He's that nice of a guy. So once you get to know him and once you get talking to him, he's probably one of the most humblest guys I've ever met in my life. But he wants things done on his. I've given him the farm. It's his farm. What Fury does is I spend my time making sure people have their equipment, making sure that they, if somebody says, hey, Fury, buy me this or buy me that, I'm the guy that buys it. If they say, hey, I need bales, I'm the one that's running bales. Or, hey, I need fuel, I'm the one that's running. I'm the runner. I run. Because it's easier that way, because when I'm recording a video, it gives you guys a different view of everything. Plus, it gives me... I don't have to be locked down to a field, even though sometimes I do, like last time we were all subsoiling, so that gives me the chance to do that. But it is a lot of fun, and remember that as it gets later in the night, more and more kind of adult humor comes out. There's still no cursing, there's still no swearing, there's still no nothing. These guys pay really close attention to that. And they're very firm on it. We don't allow that stuff on the channel. It's a family fun channel, but there is, like, for example, last week, you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, my time. So generally speaking, there's not too many kids up at that time. Did I miss a stump? All right, I'll have to remember that that's there. I was like, what'd I hit on? Oh, you know what? Let's do this, because that way I won't have to come back. Whoops. I don't want to do it on this map, but... because that's $1,000 that we needed to do. Let me make sure this thing is hooked up still. There it goes. Let's see if I can move this tractor real quick and see if that's the problem. There it goes. Shut that off so we never have to see that again. But I just didn't want to come back with the Brooks and do that sort of thing. There. Now, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the multiplayer. There we go. And, yeah, so it's, as we get later in the night, it gets a little bit more adult humor, shall we say. But we still keep it family-friendly. So there was a couple instances where Farmer Z was still recording and Fury had no idea. So, yeah, there was a couple of things that were caught on the video that, between me and CC, that I apologize for those of you who were offended. It was awesome that he left it in the video because it shows you that we do have a lot of fun. And you did miss the fact there was a little anarchy because it gets a little crazy. It gets so late, and some of the guys on there, you know, CC has to work on Saturday, and Gutterball has to drive his truck on Saturday. So these guys are spending their free time with Fury up here, just like I do. I got to work too now. But these guys take their time to spend it with Fury. So we got ready to sign off, and we took advantage of the fact of Ranger's mic went out again, so he couldn't yell at us and he couldn't reprimand us. So CC and I we put super strength on, and we were running up and down the farm, and we put his truck on end on top of a sheep barn, and we told him to tab to it, and when he tabbed to it, he was upside down, or he was facing like 90 degrees straight up, like looking up like that. And so then as soon as he tabbed to the vehicle, CC and I grabbed his truck and put it up on top of the sheep barn while he was in it. And he was trying to drive away, and we were messing with him so bad that the poor guy, and he couldn't yell at us because he didn't have a mic. So this Friday, tomorrow, is going to be very, very interesting because he's going to have his mic back, and he's going to give us a what for. We just played with him so bad. We put him on top of the sheep pen, and then we put him inside the chicken pen, and then and he's trying to drive away. But what a dude. I mean, I can't say enough about those guys that are on that with me. I've gotten to know them over the last 6 weeks. We are literally, well, actually, you know what? We're getting ready to do episode 7, which is 7 weeks of multiplayer already. 7 weeks already. It just seems like yesterday that we started it. It was a thing that Ranger and I just kind of started. He was one of the first members that Steam, well, no, second, because Grizzly Bear Sims was the first one that sent me a friend request on Steam. But Ranger was the second. And him and I got talking, and we've introduced ourselves in our real lives, and we just hit it off real well. And one day, we got talking about multiplayer out of the blue, and I asked him about it, and he said, sure, I'll be in. Next thing you know, we were rambling off what mods we wanted, what map we wanted to do it on. We had discussed that we made sure that we were going to do it on a 4X, because if you're going to have 8 players, you can't just do it on a map like this. Every field on the map would be plowed within the first hour. Actually, to be very honest with you guys, it is week 8. Well, it's actually getting ready for week 9, because the first 2 weeks, we did 1 week multiplayer, and it was just Ranger and I. And then the second week was Ranger, CC, and I. And then the third week we came in, and the map got updated, and everything got screwed up. So Fury took a week off from that so I could get my head straight, because I was like getting mad about the fact that these maps are updating. So then by week 4, we actually started this new multiplayer. But it was good because I took a step back, and it gave Ranger and I a chance to talk about what we were doing and how we were going to do things. And we started getting CC involved, and then all of a sudden, the wonderful Gutterball came along, and boy, I tell you, we've come a long ways on that multiplayer. When it first started, people's mics didn't work. The mods we couldn't get work. We had like, and Russell came on, but he lives in New Zealand, so, and I live in New York, so, and I'm the one hosting it. So it's so far away, the poor lag, and we were picking on him because it was 11:30 my time, and it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon his time. So that gives you an idea. What's that? 16 hours past? 16-hour difference. And now we got it to where CC's went out and bought a brand new mic, and Ranger got his mic fixed, and Gutterball got his mic. The first week Gutterball got on, he couldn't get his mic to work. It just didn't work. And now look at everybody can talk, everybody can communicate. We've just come so far, and I'm loving these guys for it, and I look so forward to it every Friday, because like I said, I'm usually just talking to you guys all week long, and then I get to actually talk to real humans. So there was a couple of questions in Farmer Z's stream. They asked if they could come on to my multiplayer and record a couple of videos. I don't have a problem with that per se. I let Farmer Z do it because him and I go way back. If I've just met you and I don't know you yet, it's going to be hard. But generally speaking, I don't care. I don't. but I need to be asked first, and then maybe let a couple of weeks go by and we see how the kind of, like, to be honest with you guys, and I've always been honest with you guys, we've become, on Multiplayer Friday, quite the little tight-knit group, which is something that Farmer Z talks about in depth in his stream. We've become close, and we protect each other, and we look out for each other, and I don't want somebody coming on and I was going to leave it on like that. We kind of just got to get to know you first. And then once you get going, and then if you do YouTube videos, I don't have a problem with it. If you fit in and everything works out fine, and I got to make sure what kind of channel you have, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's hard to just explain it, but I don't have a problem with it, but I appreciate you asking. I appreciate you asking the stream. I didn't make it to Farmer Z's stream live because I was recording. By the time I got off recording, he was done. So I was like, and I'm a moderator on his channel, so I was like, you stopped quick. But he played for about 2.5 hours, but I was spending the night playing around with this and doing all that stuff, and I missed it. And I feel terrible for him. I feel like I let him down, but he knows. I've explained it enough. All right, so when we get this headland done, then we're going to start doing our up and down passes. We got 3. And like I explained to you a couple of times now, this is not the right way to do it. This is not the way you would do it. You would always, when you're plowing or something, do your headlands last, because you don't want to drive over the furrows. When you're harvesting, you'll do your headlands last. And Wisconsin Farmer is correct. When you're baling, you would normally do your headlands first. But I chose to do them that way because I was by myself and it was easier, and that's the right way. So I have to give him his dues. He knows. But those guys have gotten to know me so much that they're able to pretty much say what they want to say to me, and they know they're not going to get reprimanded or not going to get checked, shall we say. Farmer Z, Grizzly Bear Sims, Reefy, 1952, those guys, Jonathan, those guys have earned the right, and Russell, to pretty much say what they want to say and do what they want to do on my comments, and it never gets offense taken to it, because they've been around. When you do YouTube and you start seeing the same names, and they start, legitimately giving you compliments and legitimately telling you this, like, I never would have known, ever, unless it was for Jonathan and Ian that came up and told me that those speed bumps, is what we call them, are called sleeping policemen in the UK. They're supposed to stop speeding little boys, as they call them. I never would have known that, but see, that's what I'm talking about. Once you get to know me and you've spent some time with me and you realize that my sense of humor is way, way out there. The guys on Multiplayer will tell you, we've had some really in-depth conversations about the most random, stupid, nonsense, non-mechanical stuff in our lives, and yet we all laugh hysterically about the things that are being said. And Farmer Z's the other one. He's earned the right. He's earned the right to do and say what he wants on my stream, to do and say what he wants about my channel on his stream, record when he wants, do what he wants. He's earned that. And so would, if Grizzly Bear Sims was a night owl, he emailed me back. See, Farmer Z and Grizzly Bear Sims have my personal email, so they're able to email me personally and talk, like, away from everything. Plus, they both have me on Steam, but they talk to me in depth off camera, like away from everything else. And Grizzly Bear messaged me, emailed me, and he said, I would love to join you on Multiplayer, but I'm not a night owl. But he's the other one that would absolutely, and over in the corner, if you see Mad Dog 7255, he's that's Victor from G&G Modding. He's another one that earned the right to pretty much tell me how it is and how to get there, if you know what I mean. Which way to go and how to get there. There's only certain few people in my life that I allow that, and that I guess I learned that from my dad, because it took a long time to earn what I needed to do in life, and I'm being older, and there's only a certain few people that are allowed to talk to me. Ranger's one of them. Gutterball's another one. The guys on the multiplayer, no, they can pretty much say and do what they want, and nothing will ever be said or anger about because we've known each other. When you get into like what's the word I'm looking for? When you get into 8, 9, 10 weeks of seeing or playing with somebody, you get to learn them. But anyways, okay, so what do we got? We got 3 headlands done now, and what have we done? 4.39 acres. So we've worked 10.32 total, but that's including baling and harvesting. Where does it say harvested? 5.27 acres between the 2 fields. It might not be as much as I think. It might not. We'll find out. We're only got to go till 6 o'clock. You believe it? It's Fury's rambling along, and here we are at 5 o'clock in the afternoon already. We only got to go 55 more minutes, and this episode's over. But as you can see, Multiplayer Friday, it was Multiplayer Tuesday until the guys and I had a meeting, and we discussed that Fridays would be better for everybody. So you can see how it's kind of like my little baby, and it's blossomed into this big thing where I'm getting people like other YouTubers that are wanting to join me and wanting to record on my videos. That's amazing. And Farmers, he's 100% right. Us little YouTubers have to stick together. As I told you in the beginning of the episode, we have to. We have to. These big guys that'll just squish us and keep going and won't even think about it. Those ones out there that are doing this and it's their full-time job. It's easy, And it's also easier for Fury because I drop a lot of videos. Sorry. Yeah, a little cough. Came from nowhere. Ooh, that cough tasted like bacon. I had breakfast for dinner tonight. It was delicious. So that tasted like bacon. What was I going to say? I don't know. Must not have been important. Yeah. But it's my baby, and I absolutely am in love with the guys that are there, and I just love how far we've come multiplayer and the fact that we're just going. That's why I talk about it. And that's why I talk about Grizzly Bear Sims all the time, and I talk about Farmer Z all the time, and I promote their channels, and look how far Ian's come. I mean, just from a guy who was coming out, and he plays on PlayStation, so he plays console. So anybody who wants to watch a fellow console player, tune into Ian's Outdoor World, or Ian's Outdoor Recovery. That's what it is. His channel. He's doing a Let's Play on Maypole, and he's doing it super realistic, but he's on PlayStation. So make sure you go check him out if you want a PlayStation version. If you have any questions about how things work on PlayStation, he'll let you know. He generally live streams it when he's doing it, and generally, as of recently, he lost his mic, so he was back to recording a few episodes without his mic, which is fine. He still types, so don't let him think. Don't think for 1 second because you don't hear anything that he's not there, because he is. He live records it. Apparently, console players can live stream a lot easier. Like for me, I have to put some code in. I have to copy and paste a bunch of stuff and get it all set up. But that's the other good news I have today, is over the next couple of weeks, Farmer Z and I, once I get done with my stuff in the real world that I got done, Farmer Z and I will get my live stream set up, and he's going to go over like graphics I have to be at, like, because right now I'm recording in 4K, but I only upload it in 1080 because I realized a long, long, long time ago that not everybody has 4K. And plus, the majority of my viewers, you guys, the majority of you guys are on mobile. So at that point in time, it doesn't really matter. There's no sense in uploading it 4K because there's only a selected few phones out there or tablets that have 4K attached to them. So I upload in 1080, and it's just easier that way for me. But he's going to get me set up with what I have to stream at and make it the best quality stream. I will never, ever, 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 just so everybody knows, I will never have a face cam. The one thing I made a promise to my wife was, she really, when I got into this YouTube thing, she didn't want me streaming because you hear all these horror stories of streamers getting swatted and all this thing, and so I don't want to show any part of me or any part of my house or anything like that, nothing. So that'll never happen. But I can live stream, and I can talk to the people and read the chat and do everything else that everyone else does. I'll just never have a face cam or a wheel cam or anything like that. In fact, this new computer that I built doesn't even have a camera on it. I just think that, to me, they're a big waste of time unless you're a full-time streamer. But that's just my opinion. But I'm going to have him get me set up with that, and eventually I think Grizzly Bear will come back. He's just taking some time off for himself right now. Isn't it funny how this little 150 horsepower tractor's pulling this pretty nice? Pretty nice, not going to lie. So, you guys know, when we get done with this episode and we come back tomorrow, we will be subsoiling still. I had to spend $1,000 on that chainsaw, and even if I sell it back, it's only $500. You don't get as much money back as what you want. Isn't that the way it goes? That's the way it goes, uh-huh. The other thing that I've kind of held off with streaming is I see how Farmer Z struggles to, when you're reading the chat, this is what I've come to the realization of watching hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of YouTubers over my lifetime. Whenever they're live, they're trying to read the chat, and their farming suffers. So you can't really, it's hard to do any kind of story mode. It's more like you got to come on and just kind of play a couple, like some random stuff, and then just kind of talk to people. Because I did notice that, like Farmer Z, a lot of times he'll be talking to his chat and he's amazing about it, but he will crash into a wall or whatever because he's trying to read the chat. So I just want to make sure that my farming doesn't suffer. There we go. Get this evened out here. I don't think this tractor would have pulled this subsoiler. It would have pulled it in real life, but probably 1 mile an hour. This subsoiler in real life probably would take about 200, 250 horsepower, if not more. Get that third tine in there lined up on my edge so that I can keep this somewhat straight. I'll tell you this is what you would see. I haven't gone in cab for a while. I found it, you know, I love it. It is super realistic, and we're going to keep doing it. But I found that it's easier to have it out here. A, you can see, and B, you can explain what's going on by look. We can actually see the field, what I'm working on. Instead of like this. I mean, I guess you can still see the field. Can't believe it's Friday tomorrow already. You guys believe that? It's insane how fast it's going. There we go. I would normally have to do all the headlands again because they'd all be squished down. Tractors compact the soil like crazy. They compact crops. They compact everything because these big old tires on this tractor are big and their tractors are heavy. And even this little 150 horsepower tractor would still compact the soil. So all of these furrows that I'm putting in here would be giant lines through them, crushed down and broke, and it's kind of like, well, to be honest with you guys, subsoiling wouldn't make big furrows like this. It would look like, it's hard to explain, but it would look like someone took their fingernails and just drew it through like a thing of, like, you guys know when you used to write on a chalkboard when you were a kid, and you could take your fingernails and rub it through the chalk, and it would make like white lines. That's exactly what it would look like. Subsoiling doesn't make furrows like this. The mold bore plows make these kind of furrows. But I can understand them picking one texture. That would be it. But you would still see the grass. It wouldn't break the grass up and stuff. It would just go through it and literally like just make little lines. That's all you're doing anyways, is breaking up the soil underneath. But they had to give it some sort of texture, so they just decided to give it a plowed texture. In 19, subsoilers that they had in game didn't even give a plowed texture. They just gave a cultivated state. And that's why I never used them in 19, because I kept thinking, that's not correct either. Well, we're getting a lot done today, though. Got those couple trees gone. We've been subsoiling now for a couple hours, and we're almost going to be in October. Can you believe that? That's crazy talk. And we started in August. Yep. Then by episode 9, we will be in November. By episode 12, we'll be in December. See? I got to set up with 3 episodes per day. I got to make sure real quick. What's the latest that we can plant wheat? I know that Wisconsin mentioned something in the comments, and for the life of me, I can't remember, about how late you can plant corn. Corn is pretty hardy. I know that. So let me do this and 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 this. Okay, so next month is it. We have to get our wheat in the ground by next month, or we're not going to be able to get it in the ground. See what I mean? So after this episode will be in October. We have 3 episodes to get this set up. So the bottom line, what I need to do is get this subsoiled, finish subsoiling it. Once it's subsoiled, then, well, let's see real quick. What can we plant later? We can't. See, after October, we can only plant grass. No. Well, you can plant grass till November, and that's it. Oilseed radishes next month, too. Ah, there's Russell playing. So that's literally it. Wheat, barley. Can't even plant canola anymore. Otherwise, we've got to wait all the way until... when can we plant it? Wow. I'm assuming... Wait. Okay, that's that. Yeah. Look. Oats you can plant in March. Corn you can plant in April or May. Sunflowers, look at that. You can't even plant wheat until... Wow. Okay. So, and we want something with straw. So it's... If we don't get wheat in the ground or barley by next month, by those next 3 episodes, then we are seriously going to have to wait until March and then plant oats. So, I'm going to work on getting this in the next episode, getting it finished subsoiling. And then we'll get some... Oh, it's 100% fertilized down here. Oh, that's going to help us. All right, buddy, got to move. Got to move. Come on. Come on, Mad Dog. Get off my screen for a minute. All right. 0% fertilized. %. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is get this subsoiled by the next episode. Finished it. And then probably spray one level of... We might have to buy... some manure. Get this field manured. At least so that there's one level of fertilizer on it, at least. And then we'll seed it right in. I'm not going to worry about lime this year. I'm not going to worry about anything. This field down here is fully fertilized, so that'll be good. But these from here up are... Whoops. These fields from here up are 0. So... we only have to spread. We'll find one tree to be our marker for that field down there. And then we'll just fertilize from there up. We'll spread some manure, and then we'll seed. And it'll only be 50% fertilized here, but then that field down there will be 100. So, and then the next year will be all set once we have the time to do it. Because we're only going 3 episodes per month, I got 3 episodes to finish subsoiling and get manure on it. The manure, I should be able to do it in 1 episode. And then it's seeding. So, that's where we're at. Now, let me see something real quick. Oh, yeah, it's still 0. I thought maybe it would give us a fertilized state from subsoiling, but it doesn't. It would have if I would have put manure on it first, which is probably what I should have done. But now we got a plan. Now we got to go. And the nice thing about it is we're still 3 episodes per month, but it's giving us a chance to... You still got to go right along. And the only reason that I would be hustling like that is because I got to get straw for our cows. I got to get it coming back in. I can't just let it go. I'll try to get to the end of this row, and then we'll say our goodbyes. This 150 horsepower tractor is working out like a gem. So that's our plan, everybody. We're going to come back. Next episode, we're going to finish subsoiling. And then when we finish subsoiling, we are going to go down and buy some manure from the thing. Buy a couple of pallets of manure. Walk away from that. Say my goodbyes. And get this manured. And the rocks picked up. So the rocks picked up and then manure spread on it and then seeded. All right, everybody. So please, please, please look out for yourselves. Look out for each other. And most importantly, look out for each other's families. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Hit the little notification ding bell so you get notified when Fury drops a video. Be sure to enjoy the night, the day, the weekend, whenever you're watching this. And on that note, we got our plan. We got to hope by the end of October that we can get this thing planted, because that way we can have it. Otherwise, I'm not going to sacrifice the rushing. If we can't get it done, we can't get it done. It's not the end of the world. Then we just won't have straw for our animals for next year. But I'd really like to have straw for our animals for next year. And on that note, as soon as it flips over, and it is, I will see everybody back here Multiplayer Friday. I won't see you guys back here till Saturday. No, till the following week. This is my last episode for the week, because I don't record on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm going to this one for here, then Multiplayer Friday, then I'm off for the weekend. All right, everybody, I'll catch you back here on a Monday for Tuesday's video. Have a great one, everyone.